Chronosphere comes first. Burrow Strike not fast enough. And KP, here comes the wombo combo. Already KP's down. Chuan about to fall as well. Universe forces out that ultimate. Now turns his attention towards How. Zai going to be saved by the disruption. Universe forced to time walk himself away. Sumail right in the middle of all this, but How inevitably will go down. And Evil Genius is about to force yet another buyback from NewBee.
They've been so patient this
at the melee racks. How? There's always the save of the Oracle ready to go. Evil Geniuses, Bloodthorn out onto Universe. Universe is now out of Diffusal Blade charges. The melee racks inevitably goes down. They also have to deal with top lane where Fear is heading over.
Might just go down for this.
Just be able to get him. They got him. They bursted down Fear. Now they have to rotate back to bottom where Evil Geniuses are threatening the racks. But another Bloodthorn, and this time around, no Diffusal Blade charges for the save. Can't time walk that one off. And Zai, he'll be cleaned up as well. Sumail not that big of an item, as actually going to drop his Demon Edge instead.
And they just abandoned the...
With only a few seconds left, or losing an objective potentially. Sumail, he's going to be on the front lines here with that Chakram. I think with the glyph down, no, NewBee aren't going to back up. They're going to continue to go for it. See if they can force Evil Geniuses into some sort of area here. But now Fear is about to be back up, and Universe waiting on the side for the Chronosphere.
And Moo's going to get hexed up, but swift retreat as EG, again, weren't forced to use the buybacks. And although
now the smoke, Evil Geniuses, they've already popped it. They're going to start coming in. They managed to get the Scythe of Ice onto How, but he has the Aegis, so they start ignoring him, realizing that's not the initiation that they want. And a battle of illusions commence. Disruption onto the Alchemist Illusions. Now jump forward, Chronosphere is out. Fear and Sumail, a little bit delayed in getting there, but the Elder Titan ultimate is also going to be over the top. Managed to double save though as Chuan gets off both ultimates down, but still the Scythe of Ice is controlling up Moo. Jump inside, Infest up. How's going to pop back out. He's low HP, but immediately jumps on his Zai. Zai with the Eul Scepter self-save, and Sumail executes Moo. They take out How as well.
They've got it all in to save this Lifestealer. He can't afford to die.
To be able to save How. How is already going to be stomped up, down to half HP. Scotty Kaiden can't get his claws on anybody, can't invest inside
this is their last hope.
Either. How will fall. Sumail takes him out, and Moo. He thought he could save the Lifestealer, but not a chance. KP comes back in. A last-minute response with the Epicenter, but it's not enough. He will fall as well as EG still look healthy as all hell, and that is it. NewBee College and Evil Geniuses. They move on 2-0ing NewBee in the upper bracket.
A tug of war that eventually EG comes out on top of. What a fight that NewBee put up in EG. They eventually persevere on the back of so many different clutch plays, and they managed to make it work for them as none of them had to commit that buyback near the end.
TI4 faces TI5. Evil Geniuses, at least this time, be the ones to come out on top. They will move on in the upper bracket. And NewBee, they will start their run through the lower bracket. Dangerous position to be in.
Unbelievable game by both teams. Every single time you thought one team had a significant advantage, the other team just managed to wipe right back.
The crowd, you could feel the stomps, you could hear the chants that the crowd was putting out. And Evil Geniuses, much to the crowd.
Hello, yes, we are with PPD. Congratulations on the win.
Thank you very much.
And we watched, obviously we're watching everything back here. First game a bit more decisive than the second. The second one was quite the battle. How do you deal with Alchemist, and how did that game feel compared to the first?
Every Alchemist game gets a little messy.
Yeah.
We've been practicing. Obviously, if you want to win this tournament, you need to know how to beat the best strategies, and Alchemist is one of them. Ideally, we would have maybe banned it in the second phase, but they wanted it immediately, so we just had to man up and deal with it.
As returning champs, how do you handle the pressure, the stress coming in, especially as you're moving through and there's a real chance you could be winning this whole thing again?
Well, I think a lot of the pressure from winning last year was kind of dissipated throughout the year, especially as our results became more and more disappointing, and eventually people just stopped having expectations of us. And here we are at TI just doing our best, and I don't really feel too much pressure.
None at all? You weren't nervous at all coming into this game?
I'm definitely nervous. NewBee is a really strong team, and I obviously want to win. And it takes a lot to win, but you know, we're all pretty confident that we're just going to do our best, and if our best isn't good enough to win, then the other team deserves it more.
I would be remiss if I didn't ask you about the roster changes. I'd love to get your perspective as captain, kind of watching everything, the way that the back and forth went with Team Secret in the last couple of months. How do you feel about how things shook out now that you're here at TI and watching things unfold?
It feels a lot like last year, honestly.
Really?
Like, 2 of my teammates left last year, and that sucks. But then we come to TI, and I see all these European teams losing, and I find myself up against China in the winner bracket. So I'm hoping maybe we'll have something similar to last year, but we'll have to wait and see.
Can I show you the flow chart that I created, handwritten, to try to follow along with the changes?
Sure.
Do you mind?
Oh man. Okay, fine.
So I'm going to show it to you first, and then I'll show the camera what everybody's seeing. But I basically used highlighters and a Bic pen and this handy yellow notepad to try to keep track of what was going on between you guys. I want to make sure I didn't miss anything.
I'm not exactly following because I know it's your own kind of process here.
Oh, it's my process.
But it does look a little complicated and a little messy, but
which is what happened, right?
Most of us are here to play at TI.
Oh, snap. All right, so I'm going to show you guys, and I'll tweet this out too so you can see. It's really fascinating every year, honestly, to try to follow not just the play, but the personnel. And I think it's interesting, the behind the scenes versus watching how it actually unfolds.
The Dota scene is the best drama. That's what makes it the greatest esport. So I'm sure people love it.
All right. Well, thank you so much. Really appreciate it. And best of luck as we move forward and watch you again.
Thank you.
Thank you. Back to you guys.